Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the basic concepts in Oracle SQL, which is SQL data types. In this session, we will explore some of the things like what is a SQL data type, why we use it, different types of data types, and its syntaxes. And also, we will explore some of the frequently asked interview questions at the end of the session. So let's get started. So data types in SQL can be used to define what kind of data we can store into a column of a table, like numbers, characters, or dates, etc. We have different types of data types in Oracle SQL, which are numeric data types that actually store number values. Number, integer, and float comes under numeric data types. Then we have character data types that store character values. Char and varchar2 comes under character data types. Then we have date time data types that actually store date and date along with timestamp. We have date and timestamp data types, a part of date time data types. Then we have long and raw data types that store long text and encryption type of data into a column. Long and raw belongs to long and raw data types. And we have large object data types or binary data types, which allow us to store even photos, videos, music, any large documents into a column. And we have glob and blob comes under LOB data types. And finally, we have a row ID data types. Row ID is not actually a data type, but it uses to capture a physical address of each and every row of a table. So let's talk about some of the data types we hit every time when we create a table. So the first one is number, which actually helps to store number values. Using number, we can store a whole number to a decimal number. If you want to store a whole number, you have to use a syntax like number. Or if you want to store a decimal number into a column, you have to use the syntax like number of p comma s. P stands for precision, s stands for scale. So as you see here, we are using number of 5 comma 2 for salary column. That means I would like to store two decimals in my salary column from employee table. So 5 comma 2 means we can store 5 numbers totally, 5 digits totally, in which 3 numbers before the dot and 2 numbers as decimals after the dot. And the maximum number of digits we can store using a number data type can be 38. So coming to char data type, it actually uses to store fixed length strings. And the syntax you can see char of data type size. We generally use this data type to capture the data of columns like gender, country codes, like that, because we always store the same length of text into these type of columns. And we have varchar2 data type, which actually helps to store variable length sized data, which is also similar to a char data type, but using varchar2 we can actually save space of a table. Let's say you are giving varchar2 of 40 for the column employee name, but you are only occupying 5 characters, then the rest of the spaces will be ignored by varchar2 data type. But if you are using char of 40 here, it anyway occupies all 40 characters size, in employee name column of that table. So that's one of the coolest thing between varchar2 and char. And coming to date data type, it actually stores dates, and we use date data type for the columns like hire date, creation date, any sort of date columns. And if you want to store date along with timestamp, then we should go with the data type called timestamp. So some of the frequently used columns from mine is like login time, log of time, and then last update login. So these are the mostly used columns in my project for capturing date along with timestamp using timestamp data type. And we have clock data type, which is actually a binary data type that can store large text or large documents, large files like XML or JSON. And then we can use this data type for some of the columns like employee address, which actually have a lengthy text, or employee resume details, or employee like permanent or current address. So such type of columns we can prefer to use glob data type. And then we have blob, which can be used to store photos or videos even. So we can use this data type for the columns like employee photo, employee inauguration video, like that. So we can store up to 4 gigabytes data into this blob data type. Yeah, so that's the reason we use this for always capturing some of the stuff like photos or videos of an item or of a customer logo, like that. And we have raw data type, which actually handles with binary data. Binary data is like encryption data, which only computers can read, but not humans. That's the reason we use raw data type for the columns like password, employee credentials, employee username, authentication details. So for these type of columns, we usually prefer to use raw data type. Yeah, so these are the list of questions I could think of on data type concept. So you can go ahead and answer to yourself for all these questions. And if you got stuck for any of these questions, message me or put your comment in the video so that I will respond to you as quickly as I can. That's all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please do subscribe and share with your friends if you think it's useful to them. Thank you.